think everyone's jumping on. Oh, I got a closet door open here. How's everyone doing today? It's the world's busy out there, right? Hi everyone, welcome to Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. My name's Steve. John and I are here with you today. We have some stuff to go over, some machine deals. We have the Baby Lock Vesta. It's a really nice combo machine that goes up to a 6x10 hoop that we're going to show you guys today. John's got the Baby Lock Applaud, which is a decorative cover stitch machine. We're going to show you some about that today. But let me tell you, I can just tell from the traffic out in front of our street, and we're not on the main street or anything. It is busy. Gobble, gobble out there, right? Because it's people are bustling and hustling and moving. I hope everyone's got their grocery shopping done. I am not done with my grocery shopping. I have to, I've got to get stuff to make a green bean casserole and sweet potato casserole. I'm the casserole king this year, so I got to make a green bean casserole and a sweet potato casserole. And I've been thinking about this green bean casserole because I absolutely love green bean casserole. And someone's like, you should make it with fresh green beans. And I don't want to. I want like the canned green beans, cream of mushroom. I want it the comfort green bean casserole that it's supposed to be. I don't want some light, watered down version of my green bean casserole, right? So I hope everyone out there is has their turkey out of the freezer, is ready to go for Thanksgiving, because it's here. It's here. So lasagna again this year? No, I was demoted from ever being in charge of the turkey ever again because of last year's fiasco with the frozen bird. I mean, that sucker was frozen solid, and I like so. So no lasagna this year. I'm not in charge of the bird, but I do have to make some casseroles and things. So, well, welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us today. What you'll see in the bubble is our Baby Lock Vesta, which it's back here. It's just a little combo machine. It's one of the most popular machines in this size. So you have like 8 1/4 inches of throat space. It goes up to the 6x10 hoop. It doesn't taste the same with fresh green beans. Linda, it doesn't. It doesn't. You can't. You gotta do the canned green beans like the way it's supposed to. So it's risky. It's risky, I know. Yes. So, but I'm just hooping up something in our 6x10 hoop that fits on the Baby Lock Vesta. The Baby Lock Vesta is right in the middle of the lineup as far as machines go. Goes up to a 6x10 hoop. It also comes with a 5x7 hoop, sewing and embroidery. So it's a great combo machine. We bring this one in for events a lot because it is such a popular machine. And it's a good travel machine. And it's also, people buy it for someone who they want to get into sewing, like nieces and nephews or grandchildren stuff. I know people have bought this machine before for their loved ones because it is a nice combo machine that has a lot of features that we're kind of used to and stuff like that. So I've got my 6x10 hooped up here, and you can see I'm using a tea towel, and we're just lining up the center of our tea towel, mostly in the center of those designs. There we go. So I've got you can see where my towel lined up there, and the bottom of our stripe there. And I'm trying to see your guys' comments. Really, I have to get some canned green beans now. Gail, I know, I don't know. And let's see, garlic oil, fresh green beans, spread some. Okay, yeah. But I'm looking forward to making these. I like cooking. I do like cooking. So so I'm glad to see everyone out there saying they love their Vestas. It's a great little machine. So this is the 6x10 hoop size. So it's a nice size hoop that you can do a lot of projects with. You can also do edge-to-edge quilting with this machine. It has magnetic hoops that can slide in and stuff like that. So I've never made green bean casserole. It's one of the staples at my Thanksgiving table. If you don't have green bean casserole, I'm not coming. No, I'm kidding. But it's fun. It is one of my favorite dishes for Thanksgiving. What's everyone else's Thanksgiving, like, their favorite dish? I mean, like, the turkey's okay. Turkey's okay. Mashed potatoes, you can get mashed potatoes anytime. But like green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, I feel like those are some of the things that you can only get around this time. So if anyone else wants to put up their favorite dish, we'll all see what we come up with. So what stabilizer are you using? Just a medium tearaway in the back here of this hoop. and this is just for stitching on these tea towels. They're from a company called Dunroven. They're just really nice tea towels. If you're going someplace, you want a little gift to take with you, put an initial on here, put something fun on here, gobble gobble, a turkey or whatever. Take it with you wherever you're going, whether it be like a Christmas party, Halloween, or Thanksgiving, someone's birthday. Doing a little towel with a little saying on it can really be a nice gift. I like sweet potato corn casserole. Oh, sauteed mushrooms. Okay, pecan pie. Hey, I like going right to the dessert. Right, just skip the whole meal. Almond salad, pineapple casserole. Oh, it sounds like I'm coming to your guys' house. You guys sound like you guys have some good food. So, but we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to kind of look at some of the features. I have it set up for embroidery right now, and I think that's where we'll start. And let's see, sweet potatoes made at Oakmont Country Club. Our dad was, oh, that sounds delicious too. So, yes. Can they see the screen here? I'm going to start with the screen, so, or wherever's comfortable for you. Okay, so this is our Baby Lock Vesta. It is a mid-sized machine. It does sewing and embroidery. These online, you'll see them advertised right now for $32.99. We have a special deal on the ones we use at our event. We bring this one in for events all the time because it is such a popular machine in that it's a combo machine. It's a good travel size machine that you have all the features if you want to go to a retreat or going someplace to sew, that you kind of have all those features with you in a compact size machine. You know, our big machines, we don't always want to take those everywhere with us. So this is a nice machine in that compact size. So when the embroidery unit's on, it is an embroidery machine. And this is the main screen that comes up here. Under the exclusive tab, you'll find the built-in designs. So we're used to them breaking down into different categories. So like, let's go into Kids Corner. There's 4 pages of designs here. So in the kids corner, so lots of built-in designs. We like that. I forget how many built-in designs. Let's see. It'll tell me. There are 293 built-in embroidery designs, 14 fonts, 301 sewing stitches, 6x10 hoop, color sort feature. So if you have 2 of the same design or 2 different designs that aren't touching in your hoop, you can do color sort to eliminate some of the color changes that you need. It has a really nice needle threader, the same drop-in bobbin that we're used to. Oh, this one also has an automatic fabric sensor system. So it'll sense the thickness of your fabric and adjust pressure for pressure and tensions for you automatically. But what I thought we'd stitch out today in one of these hoops here is one of these letters. And it's as simple as just turning the machine on. You go into, say, these monograms here, and we're going to choose this monogram here. And for this one, I'm going to put an M, and we're going to hit set. Okay? From here, this is your edit screen. So you can move the design around. You can change the size, you can rotate, you can change the color of the design, you can mirror image. If you want to add something, you just go to add, and it'll take you right back to the main menu there where you can add a font. So you can do all your designing right here on screen. So you don't need software, anything special with this one. For this, I'm just going to go back because we're just going to stitch out the M. I'm going to slide our hoop in here. And I know it has the wrong foot on, I can tell by looking at it. So we're going to switch to the embroidery foot. So this is the free arm cover case that comes with the machine. This opens up to store your feet and everything in there. So it has that tray we love, that all the feet are labeled in there. And then right here on this left side is a spot for the embroidery foot to house. It's so convenient because it just like sits right in that little spot. It's designed perfectly to just sit right in there. Let's see, right there when you're not using it. So I'm going to take the U foot out. And we are going to change the foot out. I see a screwdriver in here to help us, so we'll use that. So if you have another Baby Lock or Brother machine, all the feet are interchangeable with this machine too. So you don't need, so if you have extra hoops and stuff like that fit on this machine, you can use those hoops on this machine as well. Okay. So the other thing I'm super excited about, let me tell you guys, I'm going to see Wicked tonight. Wicked. Has anyone else out there seen Wicked? I saw the first one, absolutely loved it. I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz growing up. I loved Wizard of Oz. I think I even wore out a VHS tape. My parents had to buy a new VHS tape because I wore it out from watching it so many times. And I remember my grandfather, I would go over to his house and he'd see us coming down the driveway. And I'd come in, and as soon as the first thing I'd say to him was like, Wizard of Oz, let's put Wizard of Oz on. He's like, no, not again. Because I would just watch it over and over again. So I love the story behind the Wicked. I've seen it live, but I'm excited because I'm going tonight. So if anyone else has seen it, I'm sure it's good, but I'm looking forward to it. So I'll let you guys know for sure. So can you resize the letters on this machine? Yes, you sure can. Yes, you sure can resize the letters on this machine as well. So we put our embroidery foot on. I'm going to switch to an embroidery bobbin. So hopefully we have one here. I'm not as ready as I thought I was. Okay, let's check over here. No, I got to go next door outside real quick. I'll be right back. Oops, sorry. I need an embroidery bobbin. Okay, found one. Okay, we're back. Okay, so this, I'm just using a pre-wound bobbin for this one. So we're going to just drop this down in, go up and over, and cut that off. And then we're going to switch out the threads. I just love that this is such a simple, easy to use machine. It's small and compact, so it doesn't take up a lot of space, but it does have a lot of the features that we really love. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this hoop in here. And I feel like once you have the 6x10 hoop, you can really do a lot of projects with this machine. So I always make sure you don't sew the back of your towel down. So you want to make sure that's up and out of the way. Okay. Now, this is our edit screen here. And you can change the size of things, but I'm just going to leave it as is. But I do want to check where the placement is because these towels have a stripe down here at the bottom, and I like the design to be close to that stripe, but not to cross over it. So on the screen here, we're going to do Edit End, and this is our placement screen. So right now, the needle is attached to the center of our design. Well, I want to see where the bottom of our design is going to be. So I'm going to tap this button right here, and it just changes our reference point. So I'm going to move that to the bottom. So that's the bottom of our design. I feel like we have made too much space up here for below our M. So let's go ahead and say okay there, and let's move that down. And I think that's better, where I want closer to the bottom of our towel. So I'm going to say, move that back to the center. We're going to say okay. And now we're going to go to embroidery. So it tells us up here like how long it's going to take to stitch out, how many color changes, and it shows a preview window of what's going to stitch out first. So I'm going to go into our thread chest and pick out a nice gold color here. We'll use this gold for the outside of our M. Threading this machine up is super easy. It has a really nice needle threader, so you don't ever have to worry about threading the needle. It just does it for you. So we're going to follow the numbers around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then there's a lever on this side. You just push that all the way through, and it just threads the needle for you. And we're going to go ahead and hit our start button. And this is going to stitch out this M. Now this part's going to take 9 minutes, so we don't have to sit here this whole time and watch this stitch out. But I'm going to grab John. You want to come in and talk a little bit while this is sewing?
Yeah.
About what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah, I have a fun project for
Okay. So we're going to let that stitch, and we're going to come back. We're going to come back to it. But if John wants to come in, you can come in, John, and tell us about what you're doing today. So.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. So today we're gonna use the Applaud to make a really fun pillow front. I saw this when I was out at Bernina actually. So we're gonna use the belt loop binder today to make these really cool strips. But you know, Bernina doesn't have the wiper stitch. They don't have the Applaud. So I was like, oh wait, we could totally do that. And we're gonna do a really cool woven pillow front with 2 different colors. I had to pre-make a couple of them already, but I also wanted to show us the Applaud and some of the features on it and how to thread it. I know a lot of us got the machine recently, and it's a wonderful machine, but a lot of people have been asking me, hey John, how do you thread it? How do we switch to the different stitches? So I wanted to show us that today too. So I have the Applaud set up right over here, and I'm actually going to unthread it for us so that I could walk through all the steps. And if you guys have a couple questions, just chat them down below so I could hopefully answer a couple as well. But I'm going to come over here real quick, and I'm going to angle this furniture so if you could have a little bit of a better view. All right, and then you might want to come in on this end a little bit, actually, like behind me. So this is the Baby Lock Applaud. It's our decorative top cover stitch machine. And what makes it unique is that it has the wiper foot right here that does a beautiful wiper stitch that you could use these very heavyweight decorative threads and create beautiful patterns. You could quote with it. You can embellish your own fabrics. There's so many different possibilities that you could do with it. And I also have the belt loop binder attached right here with it as well. So I'm actually going to take it off, and I'm just going to walk through threading the machine start to finish. And hopefully this will help a lot of people. I know a lot of people have been asking me about this, and hopefully this will be a very good tutorial for everyone. So I'm going to just unthread everything real quick, and we're going to just snip this. I'm just going to pull this out. Works a little bit better if I have the little snips at the front. Yes, so the Applaud is the only machine that works with this wiper foot here. So it's unique to this. It doesn't work on the Triumph. There's a special mechanism actually in the top of the machine here that works with the wiper stitch foot. So it only works on the Applaud. So I'm going to walk through a lot of the features too for us when I thread this. I'm just going to leave these on to this part here. So whenever we go to thread the machine, and what makes the Baby Lock sergers really nice is that it has the jet air threading. So there's this little tube right here. Now, if you've never used a Baby Lock serger or cover stitch machine, they have this wonderful feature that makes our lives just so much easier, and it makes using a serger very fun. So the first thing we're going to do here is on the side, we're going to switch from serging to threading. And actually, I should move my hand wheel a little bit so we could see how this tube will line up with the lower looper. So when we do that, this tube engages, and then we're going to move the hand wheel towards us. And then it will lock in just like that. So once we do that, we're going to be set to use the jet air threading. So to thread the lower looper, we're going to take this spool right here of thread, and we're going to come up through the top thread stand. And then we're going to follow right through here, through this first little hook, if that's what you want to call it. And then there's kind of like a little bit of a sway bar on the side that we're going to come from behind. And we're just going to follow through the whole sequence of threading it. And we'll go through here. And then when we get to this part, now on other brands, there's like a lot of hooks and guides that you kind of have to go through. On the Baby Locks, all we have to do is kind of hold our thread through this little hole, and I kind of put it in about maybe like a 1/4 inch just to give it enough leeway. And then we're going to press this button, and it's going to start threading it for us. So you want to leave a nice strand kind of down to there, and it's going to shoot the thread out on this side as I hit this button here. And we could see that threaded the entire lower looper for us, just like that. Very easy to do. A beginner, it makes it so much easier because with my first serger, I didn't have that, and it was just a very big pain in the butt to thread it. So now once we do that, we're going to switch to threading the upper part. So I could kind of close this, or well, switch up there. And now we're going to thread the upper loopers. So right now I have this set for the wide cover stitch. So I have my needles in positions 1 and 3. Now you could also switch these. You could do a 3 needle, you could do a single needle, you could do 2 needles to the left or 2 needles to the right. But I have these in the widest position right here. And you don't have to use all 3, you don't have to do 2, you could do 1. There's a lot of different stitch applications with a cover stitch machine. So, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those, but I'm going to thread the machine first to stay on track. So now for our needles, I kind of like to do left to right on the top. So we're going to do needle 1 first, and I'm going to switch our needle threader to C1. And we're going to take our thread right here. We're going to come through this first little tension loop up here, and we want to make sure that clicks in. That's very important that we get through this part. Otherwise, it's going to throw off our tension. And then we're going to follow through, and we're going to go through here, follow through this loop, and then we're going to go under this part. This part right here is going to be for our decorative threads for the wipers. So we're going to avoid that, and we're going to go through under here and kind of under this metal part to this upper looper right here. And the reason I like to do left to right whenever I'm threading my needles is because they're going to go through this little section. You don't want to tangle them. Now, to use the needle threader, we're going to push down on the side lever right here, and it's going to lock in place just like that. And then we're going to take our thread like a little piece of dental floss and go through like that. And then we're just going to push up, and that threads it for us. It makes a little loop, and we could pull that through. And that's the first needle threaded. So I'm going to follow the same steps for the other needle real quick. And now for the other needle, I'm going to switch this to number 3. And we'll do the same thing. And just pull up on it just like that. Now, this is the other easy part. So the last step is we are going to thread our wipers. So this has been the part that a lot of people ask me how to do. So I'm going to break this down very easily for everyone. So we have our decorative threads right here. Now this is a heavyweight thread. So we're going to use this, and I put a thread net around it to prevent it from spilling out. I should have grabbed the clump of thread that it spilled out beforehand, but I'm just going to set that right here, and then we're going to thread one of the wipers here. So we're going to come up through here. We're going to follow through the little guides. So we're going to come through here, go in and around, and then down. Now, one last thing we have to do is I'm going to do one stitch real quick because I want my wipers to be open so that I don't accidentally confuse which side I'm putting my thread in. Because your right side is going to go with the right side here, and your left side is going to go here. And the left side is going to be the more dominant color with the Applaud stitch. So we're going to go through this little hole in the front of the foot. And if you miss that, it's going to throw off everything. So you do want to make sure you catch this. And then we're going to go through the little hole right here and just pull that through. And then we're going to do the same with the other thread. And then I'll show you guys how to start it off. I think Steve's going to want to talk about the Vesta real quick before I get into the project with the belt loop binder. And the Applaud is just such a fun way of using these heavyweight decorative threads because it's really just a beautiful stitch that you create. And we're going to make a really fun project today using it. But we'll just go through this last one. Hopefully my head's not in the way. And then that's threading our machine like that. So I'll show you guys how to start it off in a minute. I'm going to let Steve... Okay, I'm going to just steal a scrap piece of fabric real quick. Do I have a scrap piece? Can I steal this?
Yes.
Okay, so whenever we start this off, this is really important too, because we want to make sure that we start this off right. So use a little scrap piece of fabric. I kind of make sure there's no knots underneath and kind of pull all my threads to the back. And I'm going to lower my foot, and I'm just going to do kind of one stitch first. And I'm going to hold these two threads right here because this is important. We want to get this started off right. So don't start directly on your project. Use a little scrap piece first because we want to make sure that we kind of get the stitch timed right. Because we're going to do a few stitches holding these to the back. We're going to trim the excess. And another thing I like to note is make sure that these have a little bit of slack to them if you have threads that tend to slip a little bit, because see how it caught a little bit? So now I'm just gonna make sure I adjust it, which is why you want to use those thread nets, because otherwise that's gonna mess with our tension and we don't want that. I had the one spool like completely slip off on me a little bit ago. So, but then once we get that right, we're able to make that wiper stitch. And what's lovely about the Applaud is you have a couple extra features. We have this needle down and up button, so we could kind of do one stitch at a time. And we also have speed control, which is a great feature. But my absolute most favorite one, and if you make garments, you'll know if you don't have a baby lock cover stitch, on other brands, you cannot chain off a cover stitch. On the Applaud, you can, which is an amazing feature because to other cover stitches, my first machine, I would have to completely end up rethreading it. But on the Applaud, you're able to completely chain off, which is just absolutely amazing. And you don't have to worry about resetting anything. So you'll kind of do your first little piece as just a scrap piece to make sure everything's right, nothing's pulling, and then you could get started with your project. So, but that's threading the machine. And then I'm going to set up the belt loop binder next, but I'm going to let Steve go because I have to get my fabrics actually ready for the next step. Cutting that after minutes. Okay.
Okay. So we did a little bit of the embroidery, but I want to switch over to the sewing side of this machine. So all I did was I took off the embroidery arm and I put the free arm cover on.
Do you need
here.
a mic?
Oh, I do. I took it off. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So I switched the machine over from embroidery to sewing. We kind of looked at the embroidery a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys more about the sewing part of this machine as well. So to turn it into a sewing machine, you just take the embroidery arm off and it turns into a sewing machine when you turn it back on. So taking a look at this, it comes with a bunch of feet. So it comes with a buttonhole foot, an embroidery foot, overcasting, monogramming, zipper, zigzag, blind stitch, button fitting, open toe, Teflon. It comes with a stitch guide, an adjustable zipper and piping foot, as well as a free motion open toe foot, a soft cover for the machine, 2 different bobbin covers with seam markings and without, embroidery bobbin thread, a twin needle, an alternate bobbin case, and a regular bobbin case. So 2 different bobbin cases. The 6x10 hoop and the 5x7 hoop all come with the machine. And there's over 301 built-in stitches on this machine. So they list all the stitches up here for you, so you can kind of see them visually all at one time. So it houses your utility stitches in the first couple categories here. So there's 1, 2, 3 categories of utility stitches, and then it goes into our buttonholes in category 4. So there's lots of different buttonholes to choose from. This machine has an advanced feed dog system, so it'll shift the fabric in any direction. So you can sew just to the left, you can just sew to the right, in both a straight stitch and a zigzag. And then with that capability, it opens up the ability to do these larger quilting stitches, which are like 30 millimeters wide. They're a pretty wide stitch. But the first thing, when you fire up the machine, it just defaults to a straight stitch center needle for us. I'm just going to reset some of those. So, and it tells us here what foot to use. It'll stop needle down for us. We like that feature. So whenever you stop sewing, the needle will go down. This machine also has the pivot function. So when the needle goes down, the foot will pop up. So let's take a look at that. So first, we're just sewing with a straight stitch here. So I'm going to go and lower the foot down. You're able to drop your needle down, and then we can just start sewing. Oh, let's plug this in. When you get to the end of your seam there, you can just stop. You can hit your scissor button, and trim your threads for you. So it does like a perfect straight stitch. It's a powerful machine. If you want to sew through many layers, you can throw through lots of layers. Denim, it'll hem a pair of jeans for you too. The feed dog's really nice. There's an extra set of feed dogs towards the front that help pull the fabric in before it goes over the needle plate. So it prevents that fabric from getting shoved down in the needle plate, which I really like. But if you want to adjust the stitch length, stitch width, there's just a button on the screen here that you're able to adjust the length up. So if you need like a top stitch at a 3.0, you can just switch to that. We'll throw a fabric underneath here. I also wanted to show you that pivot function. So we're going to sew a little bit here. And then every time we stop, needle goes down, but the foot pops up so you can pivot. If you're someone who does applique work, this is a super helpful feature that you can just pivot your fabric. But if you're working with something bulky and you need to smooth layers out or something, that foot popping up helps to get things set, and then you can just hit the gas pedal and it'll go down for you. Hit our scissor button. You can also lock the stitches at the beginning and end for you if you need to. Let's see here, reset that. So you can make it do an automatic back tack at the beginning or the end. Let's, can they see the screen pretty well? Okay, so I'm gonna go into the settings. Let's just go through the settings pages because you can learn a lot about the machine and what features it has through the setting page. So there's 14 pages here, and I'm gonna adjust this down to 0. So anytime there's a black box around the number, you know that's the default for this machine. It has something called width control. So if you wanted to taper a zigzag stitch in real time, you could shift this back and forth, and that adjusts the width control on a machine. If you guys have never played with width control, it's kind of neat to see. So let's try that. So let's turn it on for a second. So that's our width control, and then the width of our stitch is now controlled by the slider instead of the speed. So I'm going to say OK here. We're going to go over to a zigzag stitch. So I'm just going to arrow over, and I'm going to choose 1-09. That's our zigzag stitch, and we're just going to make it a little bit narrower here, and we'll just play with that. So some of the new machines have tapered stitching, but you can really do that on any machine with the width control. So I have the width control down pretty low, and then as we make it wider, you can just slide that. Let's see how it looks. So on this stitch, you can see how it got narrower and wider, and I was able to change the real-time control of that stitch with the slider right up here on the machine. So that'll adjust the width of the stitch right in real time when you're sewing. So that's what width control is for. It's kind of a neat feature. You don't really want it on unless you're using it. So I'm going to just go back into our settings here, and we're going to turn that off. So many machines have width control though. So this one has it too. So I'm going to turn that off. You have a fine adjustment for vertical, horizontal for sewing. Usually we just keep those right on 0. You are able to sew with a twin needle with this machine. It comes with one. So if you want to hem a pair of pants, you can do that with a twin needle. It's going to give you that like cover stitch look. But right now that's turned off. Let's go over to the next page. You can change your presser foot height. So if you need more space to get fabric underneath there, you can make that higher. Your pressure foot pressure, you can adjust that as well. And then you can even change the initial position of where you want the needle to start. I like it to start in the center needle, so we have it set there. Let's go over to page 3. Pivoting height. So when that needle does stop down and that foot pops up, you can tell how high you want it to pivot. Now this is the feature I love, automatic fabric sensor system. When that's turned on, it adjusts pressure foot pressure and tensions for you automatically, no matter what thickness of fabric you're sewing on. That's a really great feature to have. I know times when it's turned off, I can tell a difference. Let's go over to page 4. So this has a lot of automatic features that you can turn on. So automatic presser foot lift, auto down. That means you just have to step on the gas and the foot will drop down. You don't have to reach up and push the foot down automatically. It'll do it for you. Same thing when you're at the end of your sewing. You just hit the scissor button and the foot will raise for you automatically. You don't manually have to do it. So those are some features that usually are just on higher end machines, but this machine has it too. I like those all to be turned on. So that's on page 4. Going over to page 5, it kind of helps you design within a certain hoop size. So 6x10 is the largest frame, but say you want to use a 5x7 hoop. So if you switch it over, now it's 5x7, and there's a gray box that shows up on your screen. That's the dimensions of your 5x7 hoop. So if you want to work within that hoop, you can definitely do that right on screen. I'm going to put it back over to 6x10, but the machine takes lots of different sizes hoops, the 7x4, the 6x6, 4x4, 1x2.5. So there's lots of different hoops that you can use on this machine, but it does come with the 6x10 and the 5x7. Let's go over to the next page. You can have it say name a color, the embroidery thread that you're using. Max speed is 850 stitches per minute, so it's a fast embroidery machine. You can adjust the embroidery tension if you need to. Page 7, embroidery foot auto down. When that's turned on, you just hit the green button to go. You don't have to put the foot down and hit your start button, so it does it for you automatically. You can even adjust your embroidery foot height. So if you're stitching on something thicker and that foot's dragging, you're able to just lift that foot or lower it if you need less space between the base of the machine and your foot. Let's go to page 8. You can change the thumbnail size when you're looking at the design. So I have it set on large. Your unit of measure is in inches. If you're someone who works in millimeters, you can change it back and forth. We like it at inches here. Page 9. Needle position, stopping needle up or down. I like it to stop down for us. Our language is English. You can turn the light on and off. It'll tell you how many stitches on, the version your machine is, and then also your wireless settings. This is a wireless enabled machine, so you can send designs to it automatically. You don't need the USB stick anymore to transfer designs. You use a program called the Design Transfer Database, something like that. Design Transfer Database, and you're able to send designs over to it automatically. You can even change the name of your machine if you want to, set it up. And then checking for updates, it has automatic updates that you don't need to go to the computer to do it. You can do it right all from the machine, and it looks like new update is installed, and that's our latest version, so we're all good there. So that's kind of going through in some of the settings pages. But if we want to check out some of the other stitches in some of these other categories, on the face page of the machine, there's a stitch button here, so you can press that. That'll bring up all the categories you see on the top lid right up in front of you, so that's really easy to do. If we go over to category 6, it has some of these larger quoting stitches, like number 72 I know is large, so I'm just going to arrow over till I get to those stitches. But lots of different built-in decorative stitches on this machine that I really love. I love this 6-72. So this one, let's take a look at, see what that one looks like here. I wish I had a bigger piece of fabric to show you, but this will work. So we're just going to go right here, do needle down, and let's stitch this one out. So with a stitch like this, you just have to guide the fabric. You want to keep your fabric straight, but you don't have to move it. It's going to move it itself. This is supposed to mimic free motion quoting stitches without you having to move the fabric. So it's going to do this wave stitch here that I think is incredible. keep going to the end of our little piece of fabric here. Hit our scissor button. There, look how cool that stitch is.
That is such a beautiful stitch.
Isn't it awesome?
I love that.
You don't have to move the fabric around. It just does that for you automatically. So you could do that across the quilt. Just a really, really neat stitch. So, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to show?
That's good for right now. It is just there's a bunch of buttonholes and different things, but I'm gonna let you go for a little bit here, and I'll be back in a little while. So,
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll leave that set up just like that, John, for you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to sew in a little bit, so
Okay.
that's perfect.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna switch back up to the overhead real quick because I'm gonna show this attachment first here.
Oh, and I'm gonna tell them about the deal too.
Oh yeah, we have to tell them about that.
Yeah. So we have a, if we could just go to the front one just for a second. There we go. So we have a couple machines left from our event. So this is the Baby Luck Vesta. We bring it in for events because it is such a popular machine. I think it is the most popular machine in this size for the Baby Luck lineups of stores that we sell. But $27.88 gets you one of our event machines. It was just used once at our event. You're also going to get a wheeled trolley. We feel like this is a great travel machine, so you get a nice little compact trolley that the machine fits in as well. Oh, it's right here. We had a picture of it. Right here. So this is the trolley unit you'll get with it. So it's on wheels, it pulls, it's got a bunch of pockets, everything fits in there. Your embroidery arm fits up there, your machine fits in there. That trolley is going to come with it automatically. And if you haven't gotten our Advent box, we're going to give you our Advent box along with the machine deal too. So you'll get the Advent box. If you already got the Advent box, we'll figure something else out. But you get the Advent box, you get the machine trolley, and the machine comes with a brand new warranty and everything like that. So if you guys want to get it, you can just go ahead and put it in your cart and go ahead and check out. We'll ship it right to you. If you're local, you can come in and get it. And then if you're local, we'll give you a lesson right there with the machine. If you aren't local, we can do a video time call to get you caught up with all the features of this new machine. So I'm gonna let John take it away here on the Applaud. So thanks everyone.
Well, you know, the Vesta, I saw a couple people mention it is a wonderful travel machine too. I want to just put that out there. It's pretty lightweight. The head of it by itself, I would say this is about like 15 pounds. So it's not super heavy. I wanted to emphasize that. I saw a lot of people question that a minute ago. So I know a lot of people have that machine and they love to travel with it. Some people take it on vacation with them. I mean, who wouldn't want to sew at the beach? I would love to sew at the beach. I missed my sewing machine when I was away on vacation. So is that trolley? Yes, that trolley will fit that Brother model as well. It will fit the 3550. So it's a lovely trolley too. And I think we have that in a lineup as well, don't we? So maybe we could, if we don't have it, we'll come back to it because it is a nice trolley if you want to get that. And it's only, I think, $99. That's our Black Friday deal on it. But you guys know I get sidetracked. So I'm going to show us how we're going to use the belt loop binder with the Applaud today. So this right here is the belt loop binder, and it's a serger attachment, specifically for the cover stitch end, and you could use it on the Applaud. Now, this is the 1.5-inch version, which is what you're going to want to use for this little project that I'm going to do with us today. And we're going to make a pillow front. I don't think I'm going to complete the entire pillow on the live today. I might just kind of explain how you're going to do the backing, but I am going to show us how to do the front. And this is kind of me kind of freehanding it. So I want to show how to use the attachment first. So we're going to attach this to the machine. But before we do that, we're going to cut the strips of fabric. And I just want to show how to do it because there is one little thing that I do. I know it says 1.5 inches, but I do like a hair over that. So I'm going to use this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. I saw this on the back wall, the hidden wall. And I was like, wait, I've never like seen this one before. And can we just zoom in on how pretty this is real quick, Sophie? This is like a cranberry maroon with just this beautiful metallic silver in there. It's like little hints of glitter, and it just looks like this beautiful feathered wave pattern. I absolutely love this. So it's called Pearlescent Wave. I love it. And this one's from Benartex too. So we're going to take our roller and we're going to measure just kind of like widthwise 1.5 inches, but I'm just going to do like a hair over. So maybe even like 1.5 inches or a little teeny bit under that. I'm going to show why we're going to do that in a minute, just because it helps whenever you're kind of joining them for the belt loop binder to work properly. I think I left the other one in the other building because I wanted to show the importance of that. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to iron this, and you want to best press it. It makes it a little bit more crisp, and I don't think I have an open best press, do I? I probably don't. So we're just going to do it without, I guess, the best press. But we do want to iron this really well because that's going to be important. And we're also going to trim the ends of it into like a triangle. Now, we don't have to do any folding or iron this on the fold. We don't have to worry about it. The attachment's going to do that for us 100%. So the last thing we'll do is we're going to just trim this to a point like a triangle, just like that. The reason we want to do that is for whenever we go to feed this through the binder attachment, that triangle helps it get started with its shape so that it will easily come out and fold underneath the presser foot just like that. So we're going to go over to the machine real quick, and I'm going to show us how to start this. Now, I already did a bunch of my strips. I followed the threading method that I showed you guys a little bit before. So on the Applaud here, to put on the attachment, we have these little attachment screws right here. And you could use a bunch of other different serger attachments, but I'm going to put the first screw in. And I'm going to tighten that down. And I want to make sure that I'm lining this up very well with the edge of where it's coming out with, kind of lining it up with the foot. I want to make sure it's not like all the way over here, because then that's not going to work right. That's not lining up. So we just want to make sure we line this up very well. And then we'll tighten those screws down very well as too. That way it doesn't shift on us. And I think I had another strip too that I didn't sew yet. So we're going to start feeding this through. We're going to lift up the foot, and then let's kind of shove this through. We could use our tweezers with this to get this started. Line it up under the foot, and then we're going to start sewing. Let's do a couple stitches first. And we just want to make sure that we're checking on this, making sure there's a slack to these threads. Otherwise, it might not work right. In fact, my one kind of came undone out of that looper. There we go. Then we'll keep an eye on it. And we're just going to run this through. And here's an important reason why. I'm happy this did this so I could show you guys how to troubleshoot this. See how this thread got caught and it wrapped around? So that's why we just want to make sure we keep a nice little bit of slack on them, because this one kind of fell under itself. That's why we use the thread nets to help out with it. But you'll see that the loopers, the wipers started to jam up a little bit. And now I'm going to have to kind of redo it. So we'll kind of go backwards one stitch, and that should kind of unhook everything. And then I usually will just kind of pull out, cut, if that happens, and do another little test swatch. So that is one thing. I probably grabbed the worst spool out of my luck. This didn't make it look very fun. So I'm just going to kind of get this out of the way, pull out, and I'm just going to trim. Works better if I'm not using giant scissors. So we're just going to do a stitch, And I'm just going to re-thread my loopers real quick, because this one got caught here. So it's just one thing to make sure that you keep an eye on. And we'll just follow right back through those. And then I'll re-show the belt loop binder in one moment. I totally dropped my tweezers, guys. You guys get to see all the bloopers. And this is what I have the joy about here, is you guys get to see when we make a mistake, but we show you how to fix it. So that's what I love about here, is we show you guys how to troubleshoot everything. Oh, I don't think I grabbed the other samples too. I wanted to show everybody the samples that we did from last year, and then our Christmas table runner, or well, the fall event one that we used the Applaud for. So now if we're going to do another little test swatch with a test piece here, we can just kind of slide a piece under real quick. And I'm just going to pull my threads a little bit. And I'm just kind of making sure everything's clear out of the way again. Let me just make sure my lower looper is good to go. And I think I should be. Oh, I closed my thread in there. I don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. We should be good now. You guys might hear Gloria in the background. So we've been busy. It has been a crazy, crazy week. Like Steve was saying earlier, there's just been so many people on our street. We're pretty close to the one mall here in Pittsburgh. So I think a lot of people are getting their Christmas shopping done, their Black Friday shopping done. I know I have so many people I have to buy for, and it's just like crazy. I have to get a really good gift for Gloria. So if anybody has any good suggestions, let me know. Okay, there we go. We're back up and running with that. I'm going to show one more time. I'm just going to re-trim, since I had to cut that one out. Trim that into a triangle shape. Lift up my foot. And then just follow through. Just keeping an eye, making sure none of these two threads here, the razzle or dazzle, are getting caught. And then we're just going to follow through. Now, whenever I did all these strips, because we're going to make probably 6 or 7 strips for a 10 by 10 pillow, I think I just chain pieced all of them, which is what I did. So I just kind of kept running them through. Now, it's really important that you cut that little extra eighth, because I should have saved the one where it messed up. If you miss that little extra eighth, the way that they connect on the back is going to miss a little bit, because you're going to be short a little bit of fabric, so it's going to come undone. But the chain stitch on the back of it is going to hold everything together. And another really nice thing about the Applaud too is that we do have that speed control. So I know some people are always worried about sergers. They're like, it's just I press the foot and I feel like it takes off. But we could slow down our stitches, which is really nice. This is their first serger that has that speed control button. I'm going to go all the way back up. And we're going to finish off just like that. Trim. There's also a thread cutter on the side here. Now, whenever I'm using these decorative threads, I do like to trim a little bit closer so I'm not wasting that much. And then I just will go from there. But if I'm doing a regular cover stitch, which you can turn off the wipers by moving this little arrow up here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see. So there's a little lever right here on the side of the foot. And Sophie might have to lower the camera a little bit. Oh, I think she could see right there. So this little lever will disengage the wipers if I put it down. And then it's just going to be a regular cover stitch without using the wipers. So if we're hemming a t-shirt or we're doing like a top stitch flat felled seam, we're able to just turn those off at any time. But I like to use them because I think it's super fun with the way that it makes this unique decorative stitch. So I'm going to show us the next part now, which is going to be constructing this pillow front. So I did a lot of these strips actually, and they're all just 1.5 inch strips. It was really easy to do. I just did this like, 30-ish minutes before we came on because he was like, hey, I think we should show the Applaud too. So I just made a bunch of these strips in this beautiful fabric with the red and the green. And I wanted to show how we'll construct this pillow. Hopefully I made enough strips. I'm worried I didn't. But if so, I'm going to just shrink our pillow front to like a little pincushion pillow then. So I'm going to iron this. And I took a piece of this fabric. This is just going to be our backing fabric for the weave. So I thought it would be nice if you kind of did like a contrasting color. And Tommy was saying like, you know, you could do like a loose weave when sewing these and then kind of have this beautiful fabric show in the background. Or you could just weave it and have that be your front alone. But I figured it'd be nice if we had like a fabric to kind of sew this down and back it to. So we're going to take rows of these strips and we could see how I kind of chain pieced these. So I just kept going and going and going and made a lot of this strips right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these and we're just going to cut like a little extra from the side of that pillow front. And also, this is the first time I'm kind of doing this. This was a little bit of a impromptu, but I think this is going to work exactly like I hope. So we're just going to layer and alternate these. And you know what? It's probably better if you cut like maybe a 1/2 inch extra on the side, maybe 3/4. Yeah, 3/4. That way it gives us a little bit of playroom because we're going to weave these together, which I think is going to be super fun. So I just did a little 10 by 10 square right here. And that you could make as big as you want. I just happened to do 10 by 10 for the sake of time because I was worried. I was like, well, if I do like an 18 by 18, that's going to take a lot more strips I'm going to have to make. So we are just going to layer these. And I'm curious. I know there is a lot of people that got Applauds recently, and I'd love to hear what they've all been making. Yeah, I might not have enough red strips, so I might have to shrink our little pillow, make it a little pen cushion for the pillow front. But I think it's a really cool technique that you could use for your serger, and it's another fun way of staying inspired to use your machine. So I'm going to just trim this one here. Lights for her closet. I think that might be a good Christmas gift. You know, I saw that they make like these little closet lights that you just stick. It's a little adhesive strip. She might like those. I know that she really likes misplaced Talbots, so I was thinking of getting her a card for that. But if anybody has any really good suggestions, let me know. Okay, so we just kind of alternated these strips, and then we're going to do the exact same the other way. I think it might be helpful if we probably sewed it down first, and then it kind of keeps everything knocked down. What do you think, Sophie?
I'd probably sew them down first.
I think it would probably make sense to sew them down first. It'd probably be easier to weave the other part. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take some pins, and we're just going to sew it down. We're going to use the Vesta right here. I don't think I have pins.
Pins?
Yeah, I'm going to grab pins real quick. Oh, Gloria's out here. She probably heard what I'm getting her for Christmas. Do we have pins?
Pins? There's some on the shelf back there. The shelf. Oh,
You guys get to see what an organized mess I get to be at times, So yeah, we'll sew one side of this down. Thank you so much. So we'll sew one side down. I'm just going to pin it just to keep everything in place. And maybe I'll give it a quick iron too. And we're just going to weave through these, but I think making sure that these are kind of lined up really nicely is going to be important. So we're going to sew down, we're going to pin. This is going to be such a fun project once it's all done. You know, Kate and I planned a really fun project for IQ Designer tomorrow. So Kathy's away in Florida. She might be watching, but it's a fun one. Something that we haven't done before. You know, Steve was talking about his frozen turkey last year. I mean, that's a lot worse than what I did. I cooked the turkey upside down, which, like, it kind of worked out. But then, like, my sister was freaking out because she's like, you cooked it upside down and it's probably, like, raw on the inside. But I was like, the thing's popped. So it said it was done. But it's always interesting because my sister thought, like, I was going to give the whole family salmonella, which nobody wants for Thanksgiving. So alrighty. So we'll just pin these down. Took a couple seconds. And we're just going to sew. So I'm going to come over to the Vesta here. I'm going to put on a red thread real quick. I'm just going to steal one from the serger. Now, I think Steve showed the needle threader on the machine, but I absolutely love that on the Baby Locks and Brothers. It is just so easy to thread the machine, which I absolutely love. Because even, like, it's hard for me to see. Trying to get that thread through the needle. So I'm going to switch over to our straight stitch. And then I think Sophie has the camera set up. Oh. All right, we'll get this connected back in a second. So I'm going to just sew down the one side real quick while Sophie's working on it. The thing fell off the camera for the receiver. So I'm just going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to bring it back up to show you guys the next step, which is weaving it. But yeah, we've had a lot of people come in store recently, so it's been very busy. A lot of new sewers, which makes us happy. On Saturday, Gloria and I were demoing machines, and there was this younger girl, and she came in, and she was doing a lot of free motion work. So she got her first newer machine, and she was showing me a few free motion work she did. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was like art. I was like, wow, this is like really pretty. And as you guys know, I am not the best at free motion, but just a lot of new people getting into sewing, which makes us really happy because this is our favorite hobby. So we're just kind of sewing those down. And, you know, I would say keep it a little bit tight with each other. You don't want them to be like spaced apart in between. We want to keep it kind of tight. If we have a little extra on our pillow front, that's fine. I'm going to suggest that probably measure out how much we need for our pillow. I'm doing this a little bit impromptu. So I made about 6 strips of each for each color for a 10 by 10 front. And we're going to find out if this is going to be enough or not. So we sewed down the one side, and we could probably trim off the excess here. And I'm going to unpin. I know I was sewing with the pins in. I didn't take them out as I go. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying, John, why are you doing that? So I know, shame on me. Do we have the naughty hat, like the naughty and nice beanie? I wonder if we still have this. I'll get Cole for Christmas for sewing over pins. So, all right. So we're going to trim just the excess off real quick. And I'm just going to do from the back. It's a little easier to line up with the pillow front so we can kind of see all that excess right there. And we could just discard those little scraps right there. Now, honestly, that's kind of cute too. It reminds me of like the one Kimberbell quilt. So we're just going to take strips now and we're going to weave them through. So I guess I'll start with a red. Actually, you know, yeah, this is much easier. So we could just kind of fold down all the green ones at one time since we alternated. We did 2 colors. Now you could use a bunch of different colors. You could do like, I'm sure we all have so many not scraps, but fabrics in our stash that are probably just sitting there when we could be using them for a fun project like this. So you could blend, you could do so many different shades. But we're going to kind of alternate just like that. And we could even pin in place if we need to. But we'll do our first strip. And I think I'll pin at the ends. I think that makes sense to pin at the ends here. And then now we'll do a green one. And we'll bend back the red strips. So we're going to repeat that a little bit. And I just say we'll just trim as we go. Or maybe I should have alternated these. I should have alternated these to make it a checkered pattern. So I guess I'll do that real quick. I'm just realizing it. Hey, we learn from my mistakes. So if you're making this project this winter here, oh my gosh, I'm like so surprised. When Gloria said last Thursday, she said, we're not going to be on next Thursday. I was like, why? She's like, John, it's Thanksgiving. I was like, oh my gosh, this month went by so fast. I was just like kind of in disbelief. Okay, there we go. I think that looks better now. There we go. So that I think is going to look a lot better now. Alternate the colors.
Have you told them all it's 15% back?
Did we not tell them that yet? Yeah, so all the accessories we're going to show, the fabrics, everything today, excluding the machine, excluding the Applaud and the Vesta, is 15% back. So we have some really great deals. In fact, I should probably have Gloria jump in and show you guys as I'm kind of doing this in the background, because I hope I'm not boring everybody with this. But we'll just kind of alternate and weave those fabrics like that. And once we kind of finish everything, we would just sew down on all the sides to kind of keep everything nice and intact. This is like a really relaxing and fun project. And look how beautiful that's turning out with the wiper stitch. Now we have a lot of other shades of this fabric too. I was like, oh, you could do a gold, you could do really any color you could think of. And I mean, I would say that this is like more of like a seasonless one, but I'm making this more Christmassy with these colors here. But you could do blue and white, kind of like snowflakes. You could do gold with like peach. That would be really pretty for like a more timeless one. And you could even use all of those prints that you have too. I know everybody has a bunch of prints back at home that they might not know what to do with. Just use it for strips like this and make a fun little project. Now, I know I'm making a pillow front here too, but if Bag Lady Club's watching, I wanted to show Tiffany this before she left. You could totally make your own like weaved fabric for like a bag, for a tote bag. This would be wonderful. It would just be so cute. Making like a little, a cinch bag or like a drawstring backpack would be really fun with this too. And I think this would be such a fun gift. So, and then Steve was talking about the Vesta. So we have like the buttonholes on the sewing end. I kind of want to show doing the embroidered buttonholes. I haven't shown that in a really long time, but you have embroidered buttonholes with fun decorative designs and on the Vesta as well. So that's another fun thing you can do in embroidery. There we go. This is looking very fun now. So we're just going to keep weaving like this. And we'll just keep following our little pattern here. Probably need to make more of the red, so I could have shrunk this a little. This is very relaxing. I feel very relaxed. This is like a project I think I would have a lot of fun with back at home. Because you're just kind of making your own fabric. Oh, I'm curious. A woven pocket on a jacket. That would be fun. You know what, Ruth Ann? What would be really fun is if you took out the center back panel of a jacket and you did this. I saw one that people did it with like embroidered organzas and stuff, but I think this would be really fun for that. Glue your end down. It'll be quicker. You're right. It probably would be quicker. So I might be a little slow with this one today. But we could just see, we'll just keep repeating that pattern and it creates this nice lattice effect, woven, however you would like to describe it. But that's a fun way to use the belt loop binder. Now I should have that one in the bubble now. And it is 15% back on those serger accessories too. So it's on everything, stabilizers, all of it. So, and I think we're turning it off right at 5 o'clock, or maybe we're an hour after. Okay.
You have an hour to buy it after the show, I think.
I'm excited. I think we're going to have a lot of people in store this Friday. So if you're local, come in on Friday. We have some really good deals in store. We have so much Christmas fabric. I can't believe how much was in the attic here. They kept pulling it down yesterday. I was demoing a machine with somebody, and Claire just kept bringing down fabric with Ryan, and I was just like, we had all of this in the attic. And they're like, yeah, and it's all current collection. So we have a really nice discount on Christmas fabric too, because we have an abundance of it. So if you want to stock up, you might want to come in store and see. There's so many beautiful collections with all the different metallics. I feel like some of the collections we might not even have shown yet. So I think I'm on the red now. But yeah, so I'm going to do like one more row, but I think we could kind of see the idea of the front of it for this pillow. Now, oh, you know what another thing is that's really popular right now? Those pillow straps. Kathy was showing those to me and she said, you should do one of those. So I might have to do one in IQ Designer and figure it out. But it's these little straps that you kind of go across your pillow and then you change out the little design in the center. Oh, poinsettia would be gorgeous with this. But I'm just going to finish up these last few rows here. I might have to finish it off camera and make a couple more strips. But this kind of gives everybody idea of what we're doing here, because I kind of know you guys want to see some of the good discounts that we have. I've been saying it's like Black Friday month, because all the other places start deals at the very beginning of the month, and I always get notifications like in my email, like Amazon and everything else. So I'm like, maybe that's what we need to call it here, Black Friday month at Gloria Horns. So, in fact, maybe I'll grab Gloria, because she probably wants to show some of these things with me. In fact, I want to get her reaction on this. Don't tell her what I'm getting her for Christmas. Gloria, did you want to see this? Did you want to come in?
Yeah, sure.
Because Joni showed me this a while ago, but we
Right.
haven't shown it in a very long
I
time.
gotta see what you are doing.
We used the
Okay.
belt loop binder with the Applaud.
Oh, so what are you making?
So
This
is a
looks like one
front.
of Tiffany's bags. Like I could see a bag
bag.
made out
You
of
know
that.
what?
So
I
what are
think
you
it'd be
gonna
fun.
make?
This was going to be a pillow front, just to
Okay.
show them something simple. But you know
Yeah.
what? I think a bag.
So
would
you
be
did
fun.
this on the Applaud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is really awesome.
So you just
Yeah.
cut those strips.
And that was with the belt loop binder?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Isn't
goodness.
that awesome?
He was learning how to do this about an hour ago. so
I was like zipping through the store.
So was the best press, was that what did it for
Yep,
you?
the best
okay,
press makes such a
okay.
difference.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so I guess it's all floppy, and once you best press the fabric, it kind of stayed stiff.
mhm.
Yeah. So now you all need, so the belt loop binder, you could do that on the Applaud, right?
Mhm.
You can.
Yeah, we have it on.
Do
the
we have
Applaud.
any more Applaud? So I mean, we could get more.
Well, we have new in box, so we have a deal
Okay.
on those too, and they are, I think, regularly $3,600.
Yeah.
Right. So they are down to $29.88 for a new in box one,
Okay.
which is a really good deal on
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
So and those can
definitely.
be shipped anywhere. We have them in stock.
Good.
I absolutely love the Applaud. That's the next one
Okay.
on my list.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I know. It really is fun. We had a lot of people buy it, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, so okay, I'm going back. I'm missing new hue metallic red gold for our Christmas kit.
Oh,
I
we
got to
need
go
that.
find where it went, okay? So I'll see you tomorrow probably.
Yep.
All right, bye-bye.
So I'm just going to set this to the side, and I'll finish this one off camera. And if you're in store, feel free to come by and see it. But I think I got to get Tiffany to do a bag with this. We need Tiffany to do a bag with this. Yeah, we need Tiffany to do a bag. This would be so fun for a bag. And everybody would say, where'd you get that bag at? And you get to say, I made it. So, but I might as well go through the products that we have today, because I'm going to just go through a lot of the things that we showed that are compatible with either the Vesta or the Applaud here. But I think I kind of want to start off with these fabrics, because everybody keeps seeing these gorgeous fabrics. So let's kind of run through those in the lineup real quick. And the first one is going to be just this stunning pearlescent. And then this one, I want to call this like a wine or like a maroon, however you want to describe it. But just if you could see the glimmer through the camera, all the little sparkles in there, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I absolutely love it. I just think they're beautiful, just stunning. Now, we got a couple more colors in this collection. So the next one is, this one's Sage. So this is a light green. Now, it's not the dark green that I used, but look at this. Almost kind of reminds me of the color of the Grinch. That was my favorite Christmas, well, one of my favorite Christmas movies growing up. Actually, I want to hear everybody's favorite Christmas movie. My all-time favorite, as like niche as it was Christmas with the Cranks. I would watch it every single year with my mom and dad. So now I'm going to show the next one, but we'll zoom in on this one real quick. So this is like a lime pistachio green. I would say it's kind of in between those, but very, very beautiful. And now this one, I think everybody needs to get this one to have this in your stash. Look at this. So what's the color name of this one? Dark green. So this is almost like, I kind of want to say like a little bit of like a peridot olive in the background. And then you have all the beautiful silver swirls. So like when you stare at it really close, it looks more silvery. but when you look at it from back, it looks more green. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's 15% on these. Now this next one would be gorgeous too with the red. And this one is like a light pink. Kind of like that mauve-y light pink is how I would describe it. Gorgeous. Maybe I should hold it a little bit because the light. It is a little hard to see, but it's just the same texture as those other ones. This is absolutely gorgeous. I could see doing this with the red probably, or even if you were layering it. But somebody was mentioning the OESD tree skirt. In fact, I think it was Joyce. If Joyce is watching today, when she was here at the event, we were helping her pick out some fabrics. I think she got this one for the OESD tree skirt as one of the layers. And I think it was just a fabulous choice because that's like the color of my sister's tree. It's like pinkish with all the ornaments. So we'll swap these out. I still have to, it's stressing me out thinking about setting up for Christmas and getting all the stuff out of the attic. We always used to do it on Friday every year for me and my family, but I kind of told my family, I was like, I don't know if I want to go all out for decorating this year. I'm kind of busy, so. But now look at this nice blue one. This is kind of like, I want to say almost like an aquamarine-ish, tealish, not turquoise. Indigo. That's the best way to describe this. Almost like a jean indigo. So I love this too. All those beautiful swirls in there. So. And then do we have any other ones in this collection? Oh, look at this one. These three are gorgeous too. This one I have to show first, the black. This is gorgeous. You could pair this black with any single one. You could use this in any single quilt. This is stunning. I love this. I don't think we have a lot of this. I know we could get more, but it's also 15% back, and these will never hit bargain, but the black is absolutely gorgeous. You could pair that with the indigo. You could pair it with the red, any of the greens. I think this would look amazing for this pillow right here that we're working on. This is stunning. This would be really good for a lot of appliques too. This collection. I want to make the OESD candy Christmas ornaments and cards. I want to make them all, hopefully by the end of the week, so I could hang up a little wreath above my desk over in the store and display them. And if anything goes to waitlist, you could waitlist authorize it. Sometimes people put it in their cart but don't check out with it, so you'll be the next person to get it if it goes to waitlist. Now look at this one. This is like a peachy orange. What's the name of it?
I think it's orange.
It's just orange?
Yeah.
So this is like a beautiful peachy orange. Oh my gosh, this would actually be gorgeous. I just got a fun idea that we could do with IQ Designer. So we could make like, I've been seeing a lot on like Facebook lately. People are making these hot pads, but in like the shapes of fruit. So if you were gonna do like a peach, you could totally do it with this fabric and then maybe make like a little freestanding lace leaf. I don't know if it would be good for the hot pad part, but it would just be cute for even display. So even like a little table mat.
Oh, Carol says bag linings.
Bag linings, oh my gosh, yes. Carol always has very good taste in fabrics. Mm-hmm. Carol, we miss you. We need you back soon. And then look at this one. What's this? Is this honey? This is honey, but almost like a butterscotch is how I describe it. Like a beautiful golden yellowish with some cream in there. It almost looks like when you get a latte and you see all the milk swirled in there. So I think this is really cute. This would pair well with a brown. So I think that's these fabrics now. It is 15% back. You can put this to waitlist and waitlist authorize it. I love this collection. I will say it's not my favorite like Fairy Frost, but this might be a second runner-up. I love anything with a metallic. This is just gorgeous. And I think we carry this one year-round. So this is pearlescent. All right, and then we got a bunch of other things in here. So Steve went back to the other building. He might be demoing with somebody right now. Carol is coming back tomorrow. We miss you, Carol. It's been a long 2 weeks without her here. So Now, look at this. I know a lot of people really like this new iron that came out. This is the Panasonic Cordless Compact. So I want to compare side by side. So if you are somebody that travels on the go a lot, you like to go to quote retreats, and I found out that a lot of other retreats don't provide materials, don't provide machines. When you come to one of our retreats, we have everything there for you. All the machines, you just have to bring yourself and a good time, and you get to have a lot of fun. Maybe we should put the spring event in the lineup at the end. But this is the new mini compact Panasonic iron, and this is really nice and cute, especially compared to the regular Panasonic. We could see there's a little bit of a size difference, but this one is really good for when you're on the go. And I know a lot of people have had this on their Christmas list. This is 15% back as well. So I'm just kind of briefing that. And it has this nice little carrying case with a little handle. Isn't that adorable? I could probably fit that in my luggage. We could have took this on the cruise. I don't think they would have confiscated this little mini iron on the cruise. It was really hard to get an iron there. So, feathers for appliques, birds, and chickens. I agree. So, what's this Christmas gift exchange dice? I gotta see what this is. So we have stocking stuffers here. Look at this. Maybe we have to do like a little white elephant gift exchange here, because swap with the person on your left. Swap gifts with anyone. So if somebody gets something good that you want, you could take this to your work party, your family party, and say, hey, you know what, actually, I want that gift if you land on this one. Everyone pass to the right. Choose 2 people to swap gifts. This is fun. This seems like a very fun gift game to play, because you know what? My family, we used to all get together, and there's like, I have a big Italian family, so there's like 20 of us cousins, so we would just do like the surprise gift. This would have been fun. We always just used to pick out of a basket, but this is like a more fun way to do it instead, because that way I don't have to shop for anyone specifically. Now, hot chocolate bar. What's this? Ooh, I see drink mixes here. This could be dangerously fun. Okay, so let me show this real quick, because these are really cute. Gloria got all these cute things, and I saw these the other night, but I love these because I do have to do a lot of shopping, and I might just do it here and get 15% back while I'm doing it. Now look at this, hot chocolate cocoa kit. So you have the powder, you have the marshmallows, little crushed candy canes, another set of marshmallows, and another set of powder. This is just so fun. You know, you could pair that with a couple of these drink mixes, I think. Look at these. Classic margarita, mojitos, Cosmos. I think you guys need a drink mix.
They don't get to pick either.
Okay, so it's a random one.
Yeah,
So
one of those 3.
this is like a fun thing. You're going to get a random one. And, you know, Ryan's get to pick all these out. But you know what? There's nothing like the Christmas spirit than sharing a drink with somebody. So I would want to get the margarita one. If you're lucky, you go to margarita one, and that means I picked it out for you. So I'm curious if you guys want to comment. Which one is your favorite out of these 3 drinks? I always go for a margarita. I feel like you can't go wrong with it. Now, we have pre-wound bobbins up next. So is that the 100 count? 86. Okay. There's a couple different counts. 80. So 80 pre-wound bobbins. I started a bunch of embroidery gifts. I was doing a lot of freestanding lace last night. And if I'm using a white thread, Mary Lou might get on me for this. If I use white thread, I just kind of use the pre-wound because it really blends in. But, you know, it's always good to have bobbins because we fly through these. I mean, one project, you might use like 3 bobbins just for one, if it's a big project. Now, Gloria's table topper project, I think it's beautiful, and I'm sure she probably uses at least 2 bobbins for one of them. And if you're making like 4 of those for a set, you're going to need a couple bobbins. So always stock up, especially before like the holiday rush of shipping is what I always say. You know, UPS, FedEx, they tend to get a little backed up. So if you get today, it's going to be on its way to you. So a lot of people are saying margarita, no salt. I do like a salt rim. Salt or sugar rim? That's like a really good question. I say salt rim.
Me too.
Now look how cute this is. I saw this and I was so excited. So this is a little brownie batter mix that you make a brownie in this little pan. And look how cute this is. So it's a little mini cast iron skillet and I love this. I'm going to get 4 of these, I think, because I want to make, if I have like a little dinner party, I'm going to make 4 of these for dessert. And everybody has their own little brownie. And well, I'm not sure if I could say that. But then you do have a cast iron skillet in case, you know, somebody tells you you can't get a new machine for Christmas and you come over the head with. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. Somebody came in store and said that the other day, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. But this is super cute, a great stocking stuffer gift. And I know we have a lot of these in stock, but I think I'm going to get 4 of these for a nice little set. And then you can reuse the little cast iron pan too, as many times as you need. I love cooking with cast iron pans, other than the time my sister ruined mine. Do you ever cook with cast iron pans, Sophie?
I love my cast iron pans. I would be upset if somebody messed them up.
The one time my sister washed it, soap and water, and I was so like, Adrian, you ruined it. Like,
You just have
she
to
didn't ruin it.
reseason
I had
them.
to-
You have to like you have to scrub them hard after you wash them,
Yeah,
and then reseason.
that's what
the
I had to
whole
do. It
thing.
took me 2 hours.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't ruin your cast iron pans. Now, this is a lovely little gift too. So if you have sewing friends like I do here, you could get them a really nice USB case. I love this because I keep all of my USBs in like a little Ziploc bag. And I think I'm going to get one of these too because it's so nice and organized. In fact, I'm just going to open it up to show them real quick. And I only have a few of these left. Like, these are the last ones. And Kathy might get upset that I'm giving 15% back on them. But, you know, it is what it is. So look at this. You got a nice spot for all of your USBs. That's lovely. So you could keep everything organized for all your different Kimberbell designs or OESD designs, all right here in this beautiful little zipper case. I think this is amazing. I didn't even know they made USB cases until I saw this. And then you can also get them the matching paper tape dispenser. And I just think the blue one is the nicest one. There's like the yellow, the red one, but I like the blue the best. You know why I like it? It matches the Avenir. That's why I like this so much. Because I was like, something is so enticing about this blue. I think if you have an Avenir, you need to get this to match this. Because that's very pretty. I love this shade of like sapphire blue. Alrighty. And we have a couple other things. So we have Wonder Clips. You can never go wrong with these. You know, I wish like when I got into sewing that somebody would have made me a stocking with just sewing supplies. That would have been just such a fun thing to open up. Get scissors, clips, pins. So if you do plan, I know a couple people came in the past weekend here and they were getting machines for their nieces, their nephews, their grandchildren, or children. I should tell them, get them a stocking and get them some sewing supplies and you could pair that with it. That would be so cute to open up on Christmas morning. So up first is the Wonder Clips, and it's 15% back on these. And I use these a lot, especially when I'm working with leather. You don't want to pin leather, so it's always important to have a set of clips on hand because if you pin it, that hole is permanent. So we use these a lot with leather and vinyl, or even just general sewing as well. It's very easy for beginners, and you don't have to worry about accidentally pricking yourself with pins. And then up next is our Kai scissors, and we love these. Kathy loves these so much that she had 8 pairs hidden in her Kimberbell drawer that Gloria pulled out one day, and we always joke about it, but she had them for her class for the fall retreat. But we love these. They are serrated too, so they don't go dull at all really quickly, and we use these a lot. I use these when I cut fabric in store, or if I'm cutting out my little appliques ahead of time, or my little charms. So I love these. it does not hurt to get somebody that you know and love this year an extra pair of scissors for Christmas. Just tell them don't use these for fabric like my family does, and gets really upsetting. We should make a little charm or something that says don't use on paper. Okay, up next is going to be Steam-A-Seam. So I would get this before I show this tomorrow, because we are going to use this for a little IQ Designer lesson tomorrow. Now what Steam-A-Seam is this is a double-sided fusible tape that is permanent whenever you iron it. So it's good to close seams for those in the hoop projects that we make, that we know and love. We use this a lot. Honestly, you probably could have used Steam-A-Seam for the side of this pillow now that I'm looking at it, instead of pinning it. We probably could have used Steam-A-Seam for the side and just psh. So. But yeah, so this is the 1/2-inch one. It's always good to have this on hand too. Now up next is the safety stiletto, which I would have actually used had I had this next to me. I don't think I have it in here. I don't think it's in here. Well, I might have one in here. Nope, well, I'll describe it and you guys could click on the image and see it. Now, that 6-inch safety stiletto is really nice because you can unscrew it and put it away whenever you have it in your notions case. That way you don't actually prick yourself. But I use my stilettos a lot whenever I'm doing very small seam allowances, and a lot of people like to sew with them because it kind of helps you get closer to the needle when moving your fabric without putting your finger there, because some of us might have done it, and if you haven't, I hope that you never do. It's a not fun feeling of accidentally sewing your finger. So, but yeah, I always recommend a safety stiletto too. Now, what do we have next? Oh, the thread mount. So Gloria found these online, and I really like these. So this is a little side cutter for your thread, and if you have a Radiance or an Avenir, I know a lot of people said, well, I kind of miss how it was on the side, and you could just easily kind of put this, it has double-sided tape, put it right on the side in the position with your needle threader, and it will just be your next new little thread trimmer. So I really like these, and they're super cute. And it also has a gold blade on the inside. So I like the gold blade. I like gold a lot better than silver. Yeah, this is a fun little find. So I really like this. And then also, if you have a machine that doesn't have a thread cutter, I know a lot of people are telling me they have like a couple older machines that they kept around. And I know the older machines don't have a built-in thread cutter on the side. So you could easily take this and just kind of clip it right to the back or to the side of it for whenever we're trimming our threads. Oh, and then jeans needles. So I always recommend everybody gets a pack of jeans needles. Now, we just had a girl that I was demoing a machine with in store too, and she likes to do a lot of upcycling. She was telling me she takes pairs of jeans and she cuts them up and she makes these like really fun bucket hats with them. And I told her, I said, you really want to make sure that you get a pair of jeans needles because it's just a little bit sharper. It goes through that denim like butter. So I always recommend getting a pack of it or a couple packs because I use them a lot too. I like to make a lot of jackets. So I always keep a pair of jeans needles on hand because the eye is a little bit bigger too for that thread. And that's 2 packs actually in there as well. And then 80-12 needles. Now, I know not a lot of people have these in their collections and I can't recommend them enough. So whenever I'm sewing with a lightweight fabric, like a satin or a chiffon, it's really important that you use a smaller needle size because you don't want to use a big needle where it leaves a giant hole in that delicate fabric because then your project's not going to look good. So always using the right needles is super important. And these are great stocking stuffer gifts too if you're making a little sewing stocking stuffer. So you can never have enough needles at home. Oh, and then look at this. We have a, is this a 5-pack? Mm-hmm. A 5-pack of our absolute favorites, the 9014s. Now, we use those 9014s for almost everything. I like that the needle is super sharp, so you could kind of use it almost as a universal without kind of worrying about switching in between every project. But for all of our embroidery projects that we do here, we honestly use a 9014 for just about everything. It's just such a nice needle. I cannot describe it. If you haven't sewn with the class needles, I just can't recommend them enough. You need to get a pair because you'll notice a very big difference very fast. Are the gift cards 15%? No. Okay. We'll save that for probably Gloria's show tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, we don't have any gift cards.
Okay, we don't have gift cards in the lineup. So, up next is spool nets, and I was actually looking for these this morning. I couldn't find them down here. So, since we showed the Applaud today, it's always handy to have a couple extra spool nets because I've lost these a lot of times. So, if you do have like those thread cones that start to spill a little bit, and then it's going to get snagged, which you guys saw earlier, and I showed you how to fix that. It's always important to have a thread net, and it keeps everything nice and tight on that spool. So this is a nice little set to get. I think there's 12 in here, so you'll never run out of thread nets with 12. And then we have a couple big cones of embroidery thread. So we have white, and then we have black. These are the two most used colors. I always say that. Every time somebody comes in to store and they're new to embroidery, I always say, get a cone of white and get a cone of black because you will use these the most whether you realize it or not. If you're just doing a little tea towel or you're embellishing something with somebody's name, usually we end up using one of these colors, and I think we do that a lot with embroidery. Back at home is if I personalize something for somebody like a little tote bag, this is usually one of the two colors they want. And then there is, okay, so there is white. So this is a pure white, the first one that we showed. And then this is a cream white. So this is number 15 white. So it's a little bit of an off-white, and I really like this a lot too, because for Christmas colors and Christmas theme, I like to use just not a pure white, just a little bit of an off-white. Gives it a more vintage feel. And then we have our glide thread. We have glide thread on a cone like this. Do we have this in the lineup? I've never seen a spool of glide this big. Well, we'll have to come back to it tomorrow then. But we have my favorite, our metallics on the cone. And I always tell people to get the cone of metallic because you get more bang for your buck. So we use these metallics for so many different projects, and I would get them now before Gloria shows like her final version of her projects, I think. But we use this a lot. And the King Star metallics never break on us. I absolutely love them. They are the best metallic threads to use. So that was a bunch of fun little projects. I know we have a couple more things. Wow, you guys put a lot of stuff here. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go take a sip of water real quick.
What this is that I got. Is this the one I'm supposed to use right here?
Oh,
Okay, this is really cool. Kate and I, okay, you know, when I can't sleep at night, I did not sleep last night. I was up till 4 in the morning. I just couldn't fall. But you know why? Remember, Roberta came in to visit me yesterday, and she brought me that box of chocolates. And I think I ate too much chocolate, and that's why. But this is, do you even know what this is, John?
I didn't even see these yet.
Okay, so it's for wrapping presents, but like, you know, anytime you need, okay, so do we have any paper or anything here? Maybe.
I think we do.
Well, here's a brochure on the Vesta.
Oh, let's
Okay,
use the
well there.
Vesta.
Let's use the brochure on the Vesta. Okay, so you go like this. Okay, so this is actually a glue pen.
Oh,
It's
get
really-
out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, have you seen these advertised?
No.
So I'm always I'm always like watching Facebook, and they advertise things on Facebook, but remember on Facebook you never get what you bought, right? How many of you have experienced that where you buy something on Facebook and you do get it, but it's totally different? So I got caught with a doll. It was the most beautiful doll. You should have seen the doll that came. I was so embarrassed that I fell for it. But anyhow, I did find, sometimes they have a really cool idea. And so I went out and found them. So let's say you're wrapping a present. Okay. This is perfect. Okay. And you go and then you put your tape here. So am I doing this right? Yeah. Feel it.
Oh wait, it's like double-sided.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. See, you don't have to use scotch. Oh, it won't reach. Wait, we'll do it this way. Okay. You don't have to use ugly scotch tape when you wrap your presents.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I
Yeah.
should wrap everybody's presents in brochures.
You should. That would be a very subtle hint to your whole family to come buy a sewing
I know.
machine
I'm
from
gonna
you.
say, you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap everything just like that.
In that sewing machine brochure.
Did you
That's
think-
perfect. See, he has the right attitude, doesn't he?
Do they make
Yeah.
sewing machine wrapping paper?
I bet they do.
We have to find it.
We have to find it. Okay, see, I'm just kind of pushing this down, and I don't know, it's on a roller and it refills. So see that? See, wait, oops, maybe I didn't do it right. I'm gonna see if it's sticky.
Wait,
I can
love
hear it
this.
when it does it. Yeah, so
Here we go.
you kind of hear a noise, and then you know it's working. It's there, okay, there, and see, yours won't be a brochure that you're doing. Yours will be real wrapping paper. Okay, so that's what this
Wrapping
is.
paper is
So-
a lot thinner than the like cardstock.
Yeah,
this
yes,
is.
the Vesta. I did see what did everybody think of the Vesta? We have a lot of customers that have the Vesta. They bought it as a second machine, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good
so
travel machine.
it is. I mean, it's if you don't want to embroider on wherever you're traveling, you just want to sew, you leave the embroidery unit home, and it's the same size as the Soprano, which is one of our most popular models,
I was
right?
showing the Sopranos this morning today to a couple different people. So,
Yeah.
and I think the Vesta, for what we have for that bundle, I would go to the Vesta because then you get embroidery too. And the
Yes,
touch screen.
because that's right.
The touch screen's like
yeah,
easier. It's just-
Vesta. Did you tell them Vesta? They should get Vestas.
I might-
Yeah.
She said
And
she was
the
going to come back
advent
in.
box.
And the Advent box. You know what?
Oh,
Our
oh,
Advent
do you
box
get the Advent box? Well,
with the
yes.
Vesta
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
the trolley. You
Look
get
at
the full setup.
this. Look at how good your packages are gonna look. They are gonna look so good.
We should save this for Thursday. Well, we don't have Thursday this week.
No, but see, okay, so let's show them what they get. They get 2 of the glue pens, a pink one and a blue one to share, and then you will get, and I think it's 3 refills or Kate, how many refills? There's 4 in here.
4.
4 with 2 pens.
Oh,
Wow.
You know
There.
what? This is going to be making Christmas wrapping so much easier.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder too if we could use it on seams. And because it's very thin, we'll have to check and see.
You know what?
You know,
That's
if
a
you
good
keep
idea.
if you keep it away from where you're gonna sew, it'll hold your seams together, right?
Yeah. For
So,
like, especially like a
Yeah,
lightweight
Monica
fabric,
has a
slippery.
soprano, and now she wants a Vesta. You just put that in your cart. You will get a Vesta. You will get the Christmas Advent box. What
Mhm.
else do you
And
get?
the trolley.
And the
The
trolley.
trolley for when you're
Yeah.
on the go with it. That's a
Yeah.
really good bundle deal.
It really is.
That's
It
a
really,
really
is.
great
Are we
bundle.
allowed to say the price?
Yeah, we
They're
have it.
event
I know.
Vestas,
They
right?
are event machines. So
Okay.
They were just used for a few days at our past fall event in Kathy and Mary Lou's class. It's essentially a brand new machine. You're a first owner. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, we can say
Okay.
the price. It's
And look at-
$27.88 with that bundle.
Don't wrap your presents in brochures. It's too stiff. It is. I'm gonna get it really good this time. See, you just go like that. I can feel it. It's all sticky. And there, look. Your hip is good.
We
There-
should like wrap presser feet like that and say it's a mystery presser feet.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This would be a big hint to your family that
I have brochures here.
yeah,
If
you
you're
could wrap all
local-
the yes.
If you're local, come in and get a brochure and say, this is what I want for Christmas. Wrap
And
all
wrap
of their
their
gifts
presents.
like this.
Yes, yes. It'd be very subtle.
I think that's a
Right?
I think it's subtle. It's
Yeah.
not like outward out there.
It's not
just
like
subtle.
blurting out, I want a sewing machine. It's you're gonna wrap your they're gonna be so they're gonna be so enthralled with how you did it.
This was great. I just love how that was there. We
Uh-huh.
should show this to Steve.
Yeah, this.
Oh my gosh.
This is perfect. Okay. So then your family will say, hey, I think she's hinting at something. And then they'll come in and get you this machine.
You know what?
All right.
I'm gonna do this for my cousin. My cousin told me, she's like, I think I want to get my first embroidery machine.
So Jenny says they'll be hard to read after you finish opening the gifts. Yes. My audit is not done. My audit is not done. They threw the book at me. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I honestly don't. It's like it's so wrong, isn't it?
It's wrong.
It's so wrong. Why? How could they do this to somebody? But we're just taking it one day at a time. I mean, all kinds of weird things happen,
Yep.
right?
Step by step.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yours. Gloria
Yeah.
always gets back up. She's a very inspiring
Oh,
woman.
and
I
you
always
just
say
keep
that.
going. You put it behind you, and you keep going, right? Yeah. Bummer. Yeah. They're like I feel like they're trying to put me out of business.
That's what it feels like.
It feels like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Why would they do that? Because they're already getting all that sales tax, the state is, plus everybody's withholding.
yeah.
So why? So anyhow, we're appealing it, but it is, yeah. So anyhow, I'd rather wrap my presents in sewing machine brochures. Look at this. Okay. So anyhow, make your, right? You put a hunk of tape on there and it looks terrible. Looks terrible. And so you do it with these and the tape is hidden. There we go.
You know, if you come in and get gift cards, you could wrap the gift cards like this too with the
Yes.
brochure. So
Yes.
I think it's going
Yes.
to be used towards this machine here.
We'll even find you some ribbon. You can bring all your things here. And if you want a certain machine, we'll pull out that. We will sit down and we will help you wrap it. We'll help you wrap their gifts
You know what? I
in
like
the
that.
brochure
We'll do
of
it.
the machine that you want.
You know
There
who's
you
really
go.
good at that? Kendallin. She's really good with putting everything together.
Yeah, is
So,
she?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you come in and get a sewing machine, I will wrap it for you. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to
All
find sewing
right.
machine wrapping paper.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. So, Jeanette, thank you for your kind words. So, I don't know. So we'll see. I don't know. Why did they make me go through all that work? Right? They didn't even look at
Exactly.
anything I did, I don't think. No.
That was just,
just,
it's a terrible,
Yeah.
terrible situation. She's
Yeah.
just so mean.
yeah.
I don't know if I
And-
could say that. I
But
hope I don't
this
get
is
in
what
trouble
I hear
here.
from every single person that gets audited. It's the same story. So, I don't know. Oh, well.
That's terrible.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for helping me find gifts for neighbors. So you must have shown them gifts. Are you all done?
You know what? We only have
We have a ton of
two
stuff,
things
but
left.
it's quarter.
Yeah, let's just show the one main thing that I know
Okay.
a lot of people might want to get.
Hey,
with the
I can get more glue
15%.
tape pen. I'm gonna go tell Kate. But you, yeah, this.
This. You need this. If you have a Radiance or Avenir, you want to get 15% back on it.
Wow.
And it's marked down.
yeah.
So it's that new 11 5/8 by 18 1/4 inch hoop from Dime Magnetic.
John,
we
we
have
kind of
this.
match. We
We
matched
do.
today.
We do
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
You rarely match.
No.
Your shirt that you wore the other day
That
was
is
so,
so
pretty.
tempting. If you have the Radiance or the Avenir, you have to have this for doing your
Quilts.
quilting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Even in the hoop projects now, when we do IQ Designer, those new staple grips,
Mhm.
it made it so much easier. So you could just use it like a regular hoop now.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
because it holds much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so this one is the 11 5/8 by 18 1/4, but we have them for every machine, every size. So you could. Are you guys doing the 15% back? Okay, but they
Mhm.
have to check out in an hour. You could buy anything. The only thing exempt is the Christmas box, and
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 then
the Christmas bundle.
Yep.
Yeah. So, the Christmas bundle. Can I show them what I made? Just let
We
me.
have. I was talking about it.
Okay,
I kept
I
telling.
just
I'm like,
gotta-
you need to get the
I got
metallic
two
threads.
corners of it done. So hang on a second. I'm very happy with it.
Well, she's showing too.
Oh, where'd I
My
go? Where'd I
favorite
put
hoop,
it?
I'm going to just show
Lost
really
it.
quickly,
Brought it
is
back
that
with
5x7 magnetic hoop. And I have one on the floor over here.
Okay. Well, it's
But we
all
have it
being
marked
pulled.
down. I think it's over like 30% off. And it's 15% back on top of that. And that works with the Vesta. It works with the 3550.
I had this all wrapped in a ball. Okay, but look at this. So I've got two of them done. I was going to stay tonight and, wrong way, this way. Okay, I was going to stay tonight and make two more, but I think I have to go to the grocery store for Thanksgiving.
Look how gorgeous this
See,
is.
it's going to have two more. Isn't that pretty?
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, so you're going to get the embroidery design to make this. You're going to get, but we did it in IQ Designer, but you're going to get all the shapes in order to do it yourself on a flash drive. You're going to get a Christmas pillow. Where'd our Christmas pillow go? I got them. Oh, here it is right here. Peace on the Earth Christmas pillow. And then there's a Christmas, beautiful, beautiful Christmas table runner in these same fabrics, from the same line. And then my snow globe ornament. Oh, and the towel. The towel
How
too.
cute this set is. I love
Isn't
this.
it?
This is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
She
it
did
is.
such a good job putting it on the bias.
I like
here.
it like that. I do. I think I'd want it on the bias, even on this one.
Yeah, I like it on the bias. It looks really classy on the bias.
Look at this. Talk about classy.
This is beautiful. This is so elegant, so lustrous. That's the first time I'm using that
When it
one.
finally came together, I was like, wow, okay, it's better. It's better. Yeah.
This is so beautiful.
Sally was in and she said, Gloria, I really thought what you made was pretty. And I said, no, it was blah. It was just plain old blah. And this, so see, this is going to have, it's going to have the candle wicking, but it's going to have this little bit of red here is going to look like binding. So I learned how to do it from Evie Hawkins. So when you sew it together, you're going to sew, right sides together, and that's going to be your stitching line. So this is what the raw edge is going to look like.
Oh my gosh,
see,
look at that.
It looks like you put binding on it.
That does look like
it looks like you put binding on it and you
sewed it with a candle wicking.
Yes.
Get out. That is awesome.
See, it is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to get it done. But I got to finish up. There's a piece of fabric that I promised Tommy that I would stay and cut. So maybe first thing tomorrow, I'll be sewing these. And then, but we are well on our way. We're well on our way with these Christmas, the Christmas bundle. That everything's being cut and folded and everything. So we're doing good.
So beautiful.
I
so
know.
beautiful.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have it done by tomorrow. Yeah. So okay. All right. I'm gonna go back and cut.
All right.
Okay. Because
I think we're gonna wrap up here. We're a little after 5, but that's fine. We have great deals. So anything that you have in your cart,
I
other
may
than
need
things
you
are
to
exempt.
do like a GoFundMe for us. I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I don't
yeah.
know. See, that's I just I'm just so tired of worrying about it. It's been going on since February. Yeah.
February. I've never heard of anything.
No, I haven't either. I've been audited before, and they just come in and they take like 3 days, check them out, make sure they're perfect.
Supposed to be.
I had to show them every single solitary transaction over a 38-month period. And I submitted I don't know, when I made a copy for a lawyer, it was 546 megabytes of information.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It
Gloria
took about
sat
an hour.
here for months.
Yeah.
Months. Saving everything. It was just.
Yeah. So.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I'll probably sleep tonight. I didn't sleep last night due to audit and due to chocolate. So tonight, no chocolate, and I'm not going to think about the auditor. Put the bundle in the bubble. Can you put the bundle? Okay, you got to get one.
Quick.
Yeah, and that bundle, this bundle is is so beautiful. Honestly, I'm hoping that we make extra. Won't that?
Oh, we have to have
and then
extra.
all year have this Christmas on display and have kits ready for people to buy.
And the fall one, and then whenever we do spring, I was telling them about our event.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we have
That's right.
spring coming up, and I'd sign up now because I think the second we start showing our spring products,
Yeah,
it's like
gonna
going to be like.
Yeah,
like-
we only talked about it like 1 or 2 times, so yeah.
Yeah, our events are always so fun. We have the best time
Yeah.
ever.
And they always make beautiful. Yeah, everybody is successful. Everybody finishes their projects, and they all look really good.
Yeah,
right?
we don't let you leave without
No.
finishing your project.
Mm-mm.
I
Sit
will
back
sit
down.
down and help
Mhm.
you.
Yes,
You know?
yes, we will.
We will make sure that it's
Uh-huh.
done and you leave with 4 completed projects. They have the best time ever.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to cutting for one of our bundles. So, all right. See you, everybody. Are
All
you all done
yeah,
for the day too?
we're all
Okay.
wrapping up.
Okay.
So,
Okay. You wrap up. I'm going to go cut.
So once again, everyone, thank you for joining in. So I know we showed a little bit about the Vesta, the Applaud. If you guys make one of these pillows, I would love to see what it looks like. I'm going to finish mine off camera, but Kate and I do have a fun little plan for IQ Designer tomorrow. We're filling in for Kathy. She's on vacation in Florida, and man, I am jealous. But here's what we have planned. I'm just going to give them a little sneak peek. This is more than a sneak peek. So maybe I'll end off like this. I had the best night's sleep last night like this. It blocks out all the light, and I slept like a baby. So we have a fun plan for tomorrow. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining in, watching with us, learning, shopping with us. Your support to our business means the world to us. So I hope that everyone has a great night, and check out, it's 15% back. It's going to turn off after an hour. That applies with anything you put in your cart. So if you look at the magnetic hoops too, I know there's a couple things we didn't show, but whatever you add in, as long as it's not exempt, you'll get 15% back on. So thank you once again, everyone. I hope that you all have a great night.